Hi, my name is Vidhi, and today we're discussing the ADL matrix. What if I told you that you could predict whether your business is worth doubling down on or cutting loose? Let me introduce you to the ADL matrix, a strategic framework that helps companies and consultants decide where to invest, harvest, or divest their investments. Named after Arthur D. Little, ADL matrix maps your business unit based on how mature the industry is and how strong your competitive position is. Where a business lands on this matrix decides how you should allocate capital, time, and attention in a particular business venture. When do we use ADL matrix? While we're managing businesses or business units or vast portfolios of companies that have various different business units with different business plans or goals. While strategically planning whether to invest in a particular business venture or to hold an investment already started, or when or where to exit in the process, ADL matrices allow us to lay out a plan for how long a particular investment needs to continue or when to particularly strategically exit a strategy. In terms of a company that is already growing or is in a latter stage of growth, as we see on the chart, it can also help us decide where mergers and acquisitions are a good option, whether turnarounds are a possibility, or any divestitures are a possible way to go. It acts as a strategy map that's brutally honest about market conditions as well as the internal strength of a company. Today, we will take an example of a company we all widely know and recognize, Procter & Gamble, P&G, logos everywhere, spread wide across a lot of different countries, more than 150. In all of these countries, P&G has a lot of different brands in every single retail market. Today we will discuss four in particular. The first one is Oral-B. Oral-B is in the oral hygiene sector. It promotes a lot of oral hygiene, works with doctors, sells products like toothbrushes, toothpastes, and floss, as well as a lot of variety of products for teeth whitening, brightening, and everything in the area. You think of dental care and you know Oral-B is one of the brands. Oral-B is in a competitive growth market. It has a good demand, it has an existing consumer base, sells widely, has a good research and development team, and at the same time has a lot of potential to innovate, which is what gives it its growth status. With the selective push, Oral-B can improve its position with particular innovation. It can collaborate with AI, now has a lot of batteried products, and can innovate more and more in the dental space. Tide is another brand we'll be discussing. Tide is in a market area which is saturated, laundry detergents present in every supermarket, a lot of different brands at that, Tide being one of them. It is a saturated market, it is a slow growing market, and does not have high price yields. When we discuss a market which is that saturated, it is important to selectively reinvest in a product like that. Tide sees slow innovation and slow investment, even from Procter & Gamble, its parent company. What Tide does is now profit optimization, making sure supply chain runs well, costs are cut down, and at the same time defends its market share because of the existing competitors. Moving on to the third brand Procter & Gamble promotes, Gillette. Every man uses Gillette. Gillette went out years ago and came out with female razors, which was a new market share that they acquired. Now Gillette is in a position where it's in a mature and tenable market. There are a lot of competitors who have created innovation, who've come up with electric razors, aftershave, body lotions, and all of those arenas have been now covered. It's a mature and a saturated market at that. It is tenable for Gillette in particular because for electric razors, Gillette is not the first brand you would go to. There are a lot of different varieties available and better ones at that. Gillette has competitors and other options for consumers to pick from. It is in a position where you would harvest its cash flow and at the same time slowly introduce any new investments into the field. The brand does not allow any new area for new investment to enter, which is why you would sit with a harvest strategy and move on in a place where you have continuous cash flow and it acts as a yield generating brand. Coming to the fourth and last brand, Duracell. Duracell, we will go back in time to pre-2016 because we know what happens with Duracell. Duracell pre-2016 was aged as a brand. It had a weak brand presence. There were a lot of competitors, and at the same time, the market was shifting to a new area. The market shifted to rechargeable batteries that did not require cells, products that did not require cells, and it became a market that was no longer for Duracell. Duracell in 2016 sold parts of its business units to Berkshire Hathaway, which was its harvesting or exit strategy, wherein they sold everything they had, in a mature business unit and made cash out of it to invest in different ventures. It was a divest non-core unit strategy with limited growth potential. They went ahead and cashed in whatever they could in the last moment. This is what strategizing with ADL matrix means. The matrices explain themselves, and that is the end for ADL.